Have you ever stopped to think that, even though cats are independent, mysterious, and sometimes even a little arrogant, they have very clear ways of showing deep respect for the people they love? Many people think cats only ignore others, that they don't care, that they're cold. But the truth is that when a cat respects you, it offers signs that go far beyond ordinary affection. And today, you're going to discover the 7 greatest demonstrations of respect that a cat can offer you. Signals that only appear when there is trust, bonding, and recognition. If you live with a cat, this video may completely change the way you interpret their behavior from today on. And look, I'll tell you something important right away. Feline respect is not the same as human respect. A cat doesn't respect you by obeying orders or doing everything you want. On the contrary, when a cat respects you, it chooses you. It allows your presence, shares its territory, lowers its guard, and shows vulnerability. That is huge in the feline world. And maybe, as you watch this video, you'll realize that your cat has been showing you respect every single day. You just hadn't noticed it. Before we continue, take a moment now to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell, because that helps the channel grow a lot and brings you more amazing content about cats, feline behavior, and curiosities that almost no one tells you about. And stay with me until the end, because the last sign is one of the rarest and most emotional things a cat can offer someone. When a cat slowly blinks at you, it is doing far more than making a cute or automatic gesture. This behavior carries a deep meaning within feline body language and represents one of the highest levels of respect and trust a cat can offer someone. It is a silent, delicate, and extremely powerful form of communication, something that only happens when a cat truly feels safe. In the feline world, direct eye contact is often interpreted as a challenge or a threat. Cats that do not trust keep their eyes wide open, their bodies tense, and remain ready to react. Slow blinking happens at the opposite end of that spectrum. The body is relaxed, breathing is calm, and the environment is perceived as safe. By slowly closing its eyes in front of you, the cat is voluntarily placing itself in a vulnerable position, something it would never do around someone it does not trust. This gesture is, in practice, a form of emotional communication. It is as if the cat were saying, "I know who you are. I trust you. I don't need to defend myself." And that is huge, especially for an animal that is instinctively always alert to potential danger. Within its territory, allowing your presence and lowering its guard is a clear sign of recognition and respect. That is why feline behavior specialists call slow blinking the cat kiss. It is not physical affection, but deep emotional affection. It is a refined, silent, and extremely intimate display of care, typical of an animal that does not waste energy or gestures without reason. And the most interesting part is that this language can be shared. When you slowly blink back, without staring intensely, you are communicating on the same wavelength as your cat. You are saying, "I trust you too. I am at peace." Many cats respond by repeating the gesture, moving closer, or simply staying nearby, enjoying that moment of connection. Over time, these exchanges strengthen the bond, increase the sense of security, and make the cat feel even more comfortable around you. It is no exaggeration to say that this simple blink can become the foundation of a relationship built on mutual respect, trust, and choice. Because in the feline universe, love is never imposed. It is always offered. When a cat chooses to stay close to you without any immediate benefit involved, it represents a level of respect and bonding far deeper than most people realize. It is not mealtime, there are no treats in sight, no one is calling, petting, or trying to interact. Still, the cat comes near, lies beside you, positions itself close, or simply decides to remain in the same room. This silent choice is extremely meaningful. Cats are highly selective animals. They value their comfort, respect boundaries, and do not waste energy staying where they do not feel good. Every movement is a conscious decision. That is why, when a cat spontaneously chooses to share space with you, it is showing that your presence feels positive, predictable, and safe. You become part of the cat's sense of calm. In feline behavior, territory is not just a physical space, it is an emotional one. It is where a cat feels in control, protected, and balanced. Allowing someone into that space, especially at close range, is a clear form of recognition. By lying near you, the cat is saying without words, "You belong in this space with me." That is respect in its purest form. Often, The cat is not seeking direct contact. It does not climb onto your lap, ask for petting, or demand attention. It simply stays. And that act of staying carries deep meaning. It means your energy is pleasant, that your presence does not invade, pressure, or threaten. For an animal as environmentally sensitive as a cat, that is incredibly valuable. This kind of proximity is also a form of silent companionship, very common among cats that trust each other. They may share the same room, each in their own spot, seemingly ignoring one another, but in reality, they are sharing safety. When your cat does this with you, it is including you in its inner circle. That is why this behavior should never be mistaken for indifference. A cat that chooses to stay close without asking for anything is showing a mature, stable, and deep bond. It does not need rewards to be there. It stays because it wants to. And in the feline world, where everything is a choice, that is one of the greatest signs of respect there is. When a cat shows its belly, it is doing something far deeper than most people realize. To an outside observer, it may look like a relaxed pose or an automatic invitation for petting, but in feline language this is one of the most meaningful gestures a cat can make. The belly is the most sensitive and vulnerable part of a cat's body. Vital organs are located there, and in nature this area is only exposed when the animal is absolutely certain there is no danger. That is why, when a cat lies on its side or back and exposes its belly near you, it is showing an extremely high level of trust. The cat believes you will not attack, take advantage of its vulnerability, or cross boundaries without permission. This gesture communicates something very clear: I feel safe with you. And in the feline world, safety is the foundation of all respect. It is essential to understand that showing the belly is not a sign of submission nor an automatic invitation to touch. Many cats that deeply love their humans still do not enjoy belly rubs. This does not weaken the bond. On the contrary, it reinforces it. Respect lives in choice. The cat trusts enough to expose itself, but it also maintains control of the situation and expects you to understand that message without forcing physical contact. When you respect that boundary and do not push interaction, the cat learns something very important about you: that you understand its language. This strengthens the bond even further and increases the likelihood that the cat will feel even more comfortable around you in the future. In other words, respecting the exposed belly is a way of returning the respect the cat is offering. This behavior also usually appears during moments of deep relaxation. The cat is calm, comfortable in the environment, and emotionally balanced. It chooses to expose itself right there, near you, because your presence communicates calm and predictability. You are part of the cat's safe zone. Some cats, depending on personality and life experiences, may allow a brief or very specific touch in this moment. Others never will, and that is completely okay. The value of the gesture is not in what you can do, but in what the cat is communicating. Simply showing the belly is already one of the greatest demonstrations of trust, respect, and bonding a cat can offer. So when this happens, see it as a silent privilege. A rare and powerful sign that, to your cat, you are someone trustworthy, respected, and emotionally safe. In the feline universe, few gestures speak as clearly as this one. One sign that many people completely miss is when a cat respects your personal space. At first glance, it might seem contradictory. We often associate affection and respect with constant physical closeness, touch, or presence. But in the feline world, respect also shows itself through clear boundaries and understanding the other's space. When a cat respects you in this way, it's demonstrating something incredibly powerful: that it understands your needs, your moments of privacy, and your personal rhythm. It doesn't invade your time, it doesn't force contact when you clearly don't want interaction, and it knows exactly when to approach or step back. This kind of behavior is a silent, yet deeply meaningful, display of respect and emotional intelligence. Cats are masters at reading energy. They observe everything around them with incredible precision. Your facial expressions, the pace of your breathing, the posture of your body, and even the tiniest subtle cues you may not notice. From this, they adjust their own behavior to harmonize with your emotional state. If you are relaxed and open, they may come closer, cuddle, or lie down next to you. If you are stressed, focused, or need quiet, they step back or simply remain silently in the same room without interrupting. This conscious adjustment is not just habit or training. It is pure communication, a silent dialogue that shows perception, sensitivity, and a strong bond. When a cat respects your space, it is also demonstrating trust. It trusts that you won't push it away unnecessarily and that you won't invade its space. In turn, it respects you the same way. This creates a dynamic of mutual trust and reinforces emotional security between you. In the feline universe, trust and respect go hand in hand. They never fully expose themselves without feeling safe, and they never impose themselves where they are not welcome. The choice to share space, or to step back, is always voluntary, and that is what makes the gesture so meaningful. Moreover, respecting the other's space requires self-confidence. A cat that chooses not to impose itself or invade constantly is saying, "I know who I am, and I know I can feel safe and loved without needing to be glued to you all the time." This behavior demonstrates emotional balance, patience, and social intelligence, something many humans could learn from observing cats. So next time you notice your cat stepping back while you work, study, or rest, or simply positioning itself silently in the same room without approaching physically, see it as a gesture of deep respect. It is adjusting its energy to yours, acknowledging your boundaries, and strengthening the bond between you in a silent but lasting way. In the feline world, few gestures speak as loudly as this one. It is not noise, touch, or obvious affection. It is the language of respect, trust, and genuine connection, something that only those who truly live with a cat can fully understand. And it is precisely this silent understanding that makes a relationship with a cat so special and transformative. Now, if your cat chooses to sleep near you, or even more special, sleep with you, this is one of the greatest honors a feline can offer. Sleeping is, for any animal, the moment of maximum vulnerability. During sleep, the senses are reduced, reflexes are slowed, and the body becomes completely exposed. For an animal that, by instinct, is always alert to danger, surrendering in this way is extremely significant. When a cat chooses to sleep at your side, at your feet, on your chest, or simply leaning against you, it is sending a clear and powerful message. I trust you completely. I feel safe by your side. This demonstration goes far beyond physical comfort. Cats are incredibly selective about where and with whom they sleep. In the wild, choosing the wrong place to sleep could mean danger, and being near other living beings requires absolute trust. So when your cat decides to sleep near you, it isn't just for warmth or a soft bed. It is choosing you as its protector, someone it trusts to provide both physical and emotional security. It's as if it's saying, "Here, by your side, I can completely relax. Nothing bad will happen." Beyond safety, sleeping together is a silent way to reinforce emotional bonding. Unlike physical affection or play, this is a gesture of deep closeness that requires no words or actions, just presence. During shared sleep, the cat feels protected, comfortable, and accepted. It offers you a part of its vulnerability that few humans ever get to witness. This is respect elevated to the highest level, because the cat is literally letting its guard down in front of you. The position your cat chooses to sleep in can also reveal nuances of the bond. Sleeping at your feet or beside you shows trust and recognition, but sleeping pressed against your chest or on top of you indicates even deeper intimacy and emotional comfort. It means that the cat not only trusts your protection but feels emotionally safe enough to include you in its most personal and vulnerable space. It is a gesture of silent acceptance, a conscious choice. The cat could sleep anywhere, but it chooses to be near you. Furthermore, cats are creatures of routine and habit. Breaking their own routine to sleep near someone is a deliberate choice. This demonstrates that your presence holds emotional value for them. It is a silent acknowledgement that you are part of their safe world, someone with whom they feel connected and balanced. This kind of quiet bond is the essence of feline respect. It is not demanded, not imposed, it is offered voluntarily. So every time your cat comes to sleep near you, even if only for a few minutes or just in a corner of the bed, consider it a rare and precious privilege. It is a demonstration of absolute trust, deep respect, and genuine emotional bonding. In the feline universe, few gestures speak as clearly as sleeping together. It is offering their own vulnerability into your hands, a silent and pure act of love that transforms the relationship between you and your cat forever. Another very strong sign of respect and bonding is when a cat brings you gifts. It could be a toy, a stray sock, a leaf from the garden, or in some cases, even something it hunted, like insects or small animals. At first glance, This may seem strange, even a little uncomfortable for us humans. But in the feline world, this is a gesture of recognition, trust, and respect. When a cat shares resources, it is doing something that, in the wild, would not be done with just anyone. A cat that lives outdoors or hunts alone rarely shares its food or possessions with another being without establishing a clear bond. So, when it brings something to you, it is silently saying, "I recognize you as part of my group. You are part of my safe circle." It is a way of including you in its life, showing that it considers you trustworthy, accepted, and important. Moreover, bringing gifts is a form of feline communication. It's their way of saying, "I thought of you," or "This is my acknowledgement of our relationship." For many cats, this is not just an act of affection. It is a sign that they consider you someone worthy of trust and respect. The cat has chosen to share something it values, something that is part of its world, and that carries enormous meaning in feline behavior. It's worth noting that these gifts don't have to be valuable to you. Often, they are mundane or even strange items. But for the cat, they represent effort, attention, and connection. It's as if it's saying, "This is my resource, my effort, and I am sharing it with you because you are important in my life." The more it trusts you, the more willing it will be to bring gifts, because doing so requires courage and vulnerability. This gesture also reflects the emotional complexity of the cat. It is not just offering a physical object, it is offering a part of itself, its trust, its sense of security, and its acknowledgement that you are someone worthy of being part of its group. It is a silent but powerful demonstration of respect, one that can only be fully understood when you know feline behavior. So, the next time your cat brings you something, even if it seems strange or meaningless, see it as a rare privilege. It is a demonstration of bonding, respect, and recognition that goes far beyond what most people realize. In the feline universe, sharing resources is an act of deep trust, and you have just been included in that special circle. And now we arrive at the rarest, deepest, and most powerful sign of all, when a cat trusts you in moments of fear, pain, or discomfort. This is the pinnacle of feline respect because it involves extreme vulnerability. If your cat hides near you when it's scared, seeks your presence when something is wrong, or allows itself to be cared for when it isn't feeling well, it is placing its own safety, and sometimes even its survival, into your hands. This doesn't happen by accident. This level of trust is the result of a bond, patience, love, and respect built over months or even years. For a cat, situations of fear or pain trigger very strong protective instincts. Normally, they would isolate themselves, hide, or try to handle the situation on their own. But when they choose to approach you in those moments, they are silently saying, "I trust you to protect me, to comfort me, to help me. I believe in you." It is the ultimate demonstration of respect and acknowledgement of the role you play in their life. It also shows that, for them, you are not just a companion or a source of food, but someone they recognize as safe, trustworthy, and deserving of complete confidence. This gesture is even more meaningful because it involves deep emotional connection. When a cat seeks you out in moments of fear or pain, it is sharing something it would not share with just anyone. It is allowing you to see its most vulnerable side, the part it normally hides from the world for protection. Accepting this closeness is a sign that the bond between you is genuine and strong. The cat chooses to rely on you, and this choice is not forced. It is given voluntarily, just like all the other signs of respect we've discussed. And this is exactly why I want to hear from you. Which of these signs has your cat already shown? Has it ever given you a slow blink? Shared its space, shown you its belly, brought you gifts, or slept next to you? Perhaps it has already sought your company during moments of fear or discomfort. Comment down below, because I read every comment and love hearing your stories with your cats. Every story is unique and shows how the bond between humans and felines can be deep and emotional. And if this video helped you understand your cat better, make sure to leave a like, share it with someone who loves cats, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Stay with me until the end, because there's always special content for those who watch every second. Remember, your cat may not speak, but it demonstrates respect every single day, and now you know exactly how to recognize those signs. At the end of the day, every gesture from your cat, whether a slow blink, sharing space, showing its belly, bringing unexpected gifts, sleeping by your side, or seeking you out in moments of vulnerability, is a silent proof of trust, affection, and respect. These small moments build a bond that is unique, special, and unbreakable. And when you learn to see and appreciate these signs, living with your feline becomes an even richer, more rewarding, and deeply meaningful experience.